The thing that's loomed over this entire race here has been the weather. Angela has been talking about our forecast today. No, we don't have any warnings or watches in central Indiana right now. And it sounds like the timing of these storms that are heading into the west are actually going to be around 11 o'clock. So right when things will get started. So here is Doug Boles, president of IMS. He's been out here for years and years. He is going to now talk about really the event operations of the day. You might not know this, Doug basically lives out here the month of May in his RV, so let's listen in.
Been counting down 365 days for a year now, and we are finally here. For a lot of us, it is Christmas morning and Christmas Day. But today we're watching a big snowstorm about to come in, and we're trying to think through how to manage through that. So what we wanted to do this morning was give you all an update of where we are and what we think, at least right now, what could be happening over the course of the next 6 hours, or a little over 6 hours, for the scheduled start of the 500 at, I think, green flag at 12:45. So as you can imagine, like all of you, I think I started getting questions about weather 3 or 4 days ago. What were we going to do? What are the plans going to be? We've been watching the weather pretty heavily over the last 48 hours, and certainly in the last 24. It's been really all that we've been paying attention to. We had several conversations last night with our internal team, our safety team, with NBC, and even had a call last night at 11 o'clock and then started again this morning at 4:45 and then at 5 to start thinking through where we are. Right now we're tracking the storm that all of you are tracking that right now I think it's just about St. Louis. As we've been leading into today, we were looking at two different models, and the timing of when this storm was supposed to come to Indianapolis was not consistent. They both were a little bit different. As we continue to move forward here, we're getting a better sense of where we think this storm is going to be. So our plan right now is to continue to monitor that storm. As you know, the gates are open here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but we do think we're going to obviously get some sort of weather at some point in time today. Our biggest concern in that weather is not the rain as much as it is the lightning, and our biggest concern overall is making sure that our customers here at the Speedway are safe. So we will continue to monitor that. I think over the course of the next couple of hours, we'll really define on when that storm could hit Indianapolis, and we will want to make sure that we are informing our customers, letting them know where we are, so that they have time to decide what they want to do, whether they want to hang here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, or whether they want to stay in their cars, or frankly whether they want to wait until they see how this weather comes together. So I really think over the next couple of hours we'll have a pretty good definition of what that's going to look like. Right now we are moving forward with, as I said, the gates are open. We had the bomb and the things going on this morning related to getting things kicked off. And then we will we just continue to stay in contact with IndyCar and figure out what we want to do as we go forward. This is a challenging moment for all of us, but again, I think the most important thing for us is we want to keep our customers safe, and we will continue to watch the weather. With lightning, especially at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the number of people that could be in the venue at the same time, this is not a look for a strike 8 miles out kind of thing. So as we start seeing the storm develop more, we will actually start thinking about asking folks to leave the grandstands much, much earlier than an 8 mile out radius to make sure that they have time to implement their safety plan. Whether that means they want to stay here, they go back to their cars, or they don't come in at all. It's really those customers are going to need to decide what makes the most sense for them. But the timing for that will be much earlier than what we all know. If you go to the local soccer game and there's a lightning strike somewhere and you have 30 and it was within 8 miles, you're talking about getting 100 people to a safe location or allowing them to implement their plans. So for us, it will be earlier than that. As I said, we've got another, I think, 120 minutes or so, next couple of hours, as we see how this storm develops, and then we'll make another decision on what the right thing to do is to make sure that we keep all of our customers safe. The good news with this weather is it looks like if it does get here, we will have hopefully something on the back end of that so we can continue to get racing in today. I'll just remind people that the one thing about Indiana, the weather does change here quite a bit, and some of you may recall in 2019 when about this time in the morning on 2019, even as late as I think maybe 9 o'clock on race morning, we all felt like we were in a 100% chance of rain and the race would not get in. And as you will recall, we got that entire race in and didn't have any rain. So that's why we're waiting here over the course of the next couple of hours to see exactly how all that transpires and moves forward. We often talk about the window over Terre Haute, so we're really hopeful that we still get one of those, but at the same time we're being realistic, and we felt like it was important that we let our folks know that we will be continuing to monitor this. Pretty much that's all we'll be doing over the course of the next 2 hours, and then make a decision on how we move forward from there. Like I said, good news is we hope that once we get through this rain, we do have a good opportunity on the backside of this to get the racing in, and we will continue to just communicate with all of our customers and all of you to make sure that we've got everybody in the venue when it's time to go racing. So this is the first of what will likely be several of these conversations with each of you today. Hopefully the next one is because all of a sudden it got sunny, but if it's not, we'll certainly have that conversation from there. So, but I'm happy to answer any questions, and happy race day.
How are you working through the up and down kind of thing?
Well, first of all, I want to thank all of you for that. I mean, you guys are one of the biggest channels to actually get that message to the customers as they're getting ready to come to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as they're in their campsites or wherever or their hotel rooms, wherever it is they might be. Many of them are tuned in right now, paying attention to what you all are doing, watching your weather folks, your meteorologists, help them to make decisions on when to leave their locations and to head here. So that's the first one. Certainly through the PA system and our LSVD boards here, we will do that. We will likely show the radar throughout the day or this morning so that people can see where the storm is. For some people, they may decide that they're going to go to their car a lot earlier than a decision might be made here, so we will continue to make sure they're informed that way. Talking to folks on the PA, our social channels will continue to do that. So we'll use every means that we have to get that communication out, but you guys are certainly a big portion of that, and I appreciate you all being here to help us make sure everybody's safe.
All right, Doug Boles there giving us really what we've all been waiting for, how this day will proceed with the weather that is right now in St. Louis, heading our way into Indiana. One thing that they have new this year, and if you're at home watching, trying to figure out, they have a text message system where you can get updates. So if you write this down, you just can text Indy 500, no spaces, and then it's 67283. They will then send you directly to your phone, which is really good. We've got people out in the snake pit who probably have no idea what's going on. Yeah. But it sounds like right now lightning will be the biggest concern here, with about 300,000 fans out at this track today. They will play it on the safe side if they see that lightning come in.
And that's so important to remind people, because I think that, it kind of gets lost in the sauce, and we're talking about, rain, and you think like, well, I don't want to go out there and be wet, but it's much bigger of a concern than that. And so obviously tracking storms is the big thing. And as Doug mentioned, there are so many fans with a venue this large that, when you're out, at your kids' game or something, they say 8 miles out is when they start to look for those lightning strikes to know when to get people out. They're saying they're going to have to get people out of the grandstands a lot sooner than that. So he's mentioned the next 2 hours seem like a critical time frame for them to let us know how things are going to be going, and that this is probably not the last time that we will check back in with him. It looks like this is the line outside of the snake pit, I believe, as fans are made their way through gate 1 and getting ready to head in.
Talk about the most vulnerable people out here in the snake pit with no cover. Obviously that big stage there, you can tell by this shot here that it is a bit breezy, a little windy out here. But the good news is, as we've been hearing from Angela, there is a window after that initial rain comes through. We have heard this month from Doug Boles that they have borrowed a dryer for this track that is from NASCAR, so it is said to do this drying with less time. So, and he also has said this week that we have daylight past 8 p.m. So the deal is we want to get this race in today, and we've got a huge window to do it. Our coverage continues out at IMS after this break.